Most men underestimate one powerful thing about themselves, and it quietly changes how people react to them every single day. You might think you're just another guy moving through life unnoticed. Another face in a crowd. Another person blending into the background. But what if the opposite is true? What if people notice you far more than you realize, and you've been walking around unaware of it this entire time? Today we're breaking down the subtle signals that reveal when a man carries natural magnetism. And no, this isn't about perfect looks or expensive clothes. This is about something deeper. Presence. Energy. The silent cues that make people respond differently when you enter a space. By the end of this video, you'll know whether you've been giving off that rare kind of pull, without even trying. Let's get into it. First sign, the atmosphere shifts when you arrive. Have you ever walked into a room and felt attention land on you before you even said a word? Not because you were loud. Not because you demanded it. But because something about your presence made people look up. Certain men walk into a space and disappear into the background. Others step in and the dynamic subtly changes. It's not about height, muscles, or fashion. It's posture. Calmness. Control. They move with intention. They stand tall without exaggeration. They don't rush, and they don't shrink themselves. And people pick up on that instantly. Women notice it. Other men feel it. Some respect it. Some feel challenged by it. Either way, they react. True presence speaks before you ever open your mouth. Have you experienced that moment when conversations pause for a second as you enter? If so, there's a reason. Second sign, eye contact becomes a moment. Let's talk about something incredibly revealing. Eye contact. Women are extremely aware of where their attention goes. So when a woman looks at you more than once, that's rarely random. Maybe she glances, then looks again. Maybe she holds the gaze for a brief second longer than normal. That moment matters. Because often she's silently measuring your confidence. Will you panic and look away immediately? Will you stare too intensely? Or will you hold the gaze naturally, then calmly move on? That middle ground is powerful. And here's something interesting. Sometimes the opposite happens. A woman avoids looking at you completely. Not because she isn't curious, but because the intensity feels a little too strong. Have you ever noticed that paradox? The strongest reactions aren't always obvious. Third sign, people lean in when you speak. Think about the difference between someone talking and someone being listened to. Some guys fill silence with endless words. They rush. They explain too much. They try too hard to impress. But the men who naturally attract attention do something different. They speak slowly. They pause before responding. Their tone carries certainty. Because they're not trying to prove anything. And something fascinating happens when a man communicates like this. People start paying closer attention. You'll see it physically. Someone tilts forward slightly. They ask another question. They stay engaged longer than expected. That's investment. And women especially notice when a man communicates with calm authority. Have you ever seen someone effortlessly hold everyone's attention during a conversation? That ability isn't loud, it's controlled. Fourth sign, people instinctively give you space. This one is subtle but incredibly revealing. Picture walking through a busy area. Most people weave awkwardly through the crowd. But every now and then, someone walks with such purpose that others automatically move aside. No pushing. No aggression. Just clear direction. And people respond to it without thinking. The same thing happens in social settings. When you sit somewhere, people adjust. When you stand nearby, they leave room. It's not about size, it's about the signal you give off. Confidence expressed through body language tells the world one thing. This person belongs here. And the environment adjusts accordingly. Fifth sign, women create reasons to be near you. Here's something many men overlook. When a woman is curious about you, she rarely announces it directly. Instead, she positions herself close to your orbit. Maybe she walks past you more than once. Maybe she chooses the spot near you even though other seats exist. Maybe she adjusts her hair, checks her phone, or lingers nearby longer than necessary. Coincidence? Usually not. Sometimes it becomes even clearer. She asks a random question. Laughs at something that wasn't particularly funny. Starts small talk that doesn't really need to happen. Why? Because proximity creates opportunity. And when someone wants to be noticed, they find ways to remain within your space. If she had zero interest, the opposite would happen. Distance. Avoidance. Quick exits. Have you ever suddenly realized someone kept appearing around you throughout the same evening? That pattern rarely happens by accident. Here's the bigger truth most men miss. Attraction isn't built only on appearance. It's built on presence. Energy. The quiet confidence that shows in how you walk, speak, and exist in a space. When a man truly owns who he is, something shifts. He stops chasing approval. He stops trying to force impressions. And strangely enough, that's when people start gravitating toward him naturally. Confidence attracts more attention than perfection ever will. So start noticing the signals around you. Because once you recognize them, you'll never look at social interactions the same way again. And if this video helped you see something new about yourself, hit like and subscribe to Beyond Average for more insights that most people never talk about.